Hi, beautiful people. I have one very powerful technique that I want to share with you tonight, and it's very helpful to release fear, but you can use it really and apply to any state or emotion, such as, for example, anxiety, stress, unworthiness, anger, anything that you feel heavy. You can feel it, you acknowledge it, but you also recognize it's not healthy and it's not constructive for you to carry that in your body. I'm gonna make intros, less instructions, and then I'll pass it on to you. This can be used and can be applied for anyone. Now, if you know my channel, my niche and my people from everyday life. Some of you will relate to the spiritual path. Some of you will relate even more with dealing with things in the psychic and even other realms. So for everyone, doesn't matter if you're dealing with something, a situation that could be within relationship, it could be within the workplace, it could be within being impacted at things that happen in the world. So environmental or political situation, anything of that nature. It could be something that is touching your physical health or the health of a loved one. It could be something of material, such as financial nature, for example. It could be also something to do with the energetic. To make a practical example, the energetic is the angle where I'm coming from. And so deal with things that can be quite shattering and frightening sometimes. It is very important, first of all, to recognize that frequency matters a lot. So we are in power of the words that we speak, the actions that we do, the thoughts and the talks that we entertain in our mind. What do we leave space for? What do we give energy to? What do we spend our time doing and entertaining, or simply allowing our time for? What are the emotions that we carry? Emotion then carry the signal that is contained in the cells, and that also shares that vibration. It shares the vibration that then can broadcast even through the aura. So sometimes if there are certain situations or emotions that can be a little bit more uncomfortable or too much or overwhelming to deal with or just unpleasant, average person would just push them down because it's unpleasant, either acknowledge or see a very tiny slice of the cake and then push down all the rest. And that's, if you're not speaking that out, if you're not sorting that out, acknowledging and releasing it, the body will try to speak it for you on your behalf, and that impacts also the frequency that you're emanating, and therefore it becomes a cycle. Also, things around you may start to speak that language back to you, and etc. So acknowledge that the words that we speak can be used as a decree. Ancient population knew this very well. Frequency is the language that we emanate and communicate to the field, and the field used that to communicate back to us. Also understanding health. It is of no constructiveness to retain certain frequencies within the cells. I personally do not want to carry fear. So there is the distinguishment between acknowledging that it's a situation that you do want to take care of. There is something that needs to be resolved. We are not talking about anxiety or situations that are mind speculation of something that is a possibility, but maybe it's not that probable either, and hasn't happened yet, or has never happened before in your life. So let's make that distinction first, but you can use this declaration and ritual to approach any situation, any feeling that you want to manage better that you're dealing with. It's important to make this one on fear. If you're dealing through any situation that requires intervention, seek for help. If it's something that it's for you to deal, still acknowledge it. Like, there are situations where it is not just enough to switch off. If you switch off, if you turn your attention away, that situation is still there. It's still gonna be there. It's like the weeds. You don't want them to grow. Now, you do not have to treat them with anger, because what you put out then comes back to you. That's also extremely important to remember. So treat them with respect, but they need to leave. There are certain things that needs to be addressed. There are times where it's good to switch out and just recharge, nourish, celebrate life, look for the good. And there are times where there are things that need to be acknowledged and they need to be cleared and they need to be released. As you do so, also celebrate life, also celebrate and see the good, but make sure that you can manage. So for you to be better in your power, in your health, in your life, there are things that you can do. Be aware of your mind, your emotion, your frequencies. And when things are a bit too much, then is where you can start to use and idolize certain practices. And this is what I use. I'm gonna make this example. You can take a moment, just take a breath, and try to feel that breath within you. If you do have a practice of inner work or meditation and introspective work, and you know how does it feel to be in your own energy, that's a huge advantage, because you would be better able to read the field and tell the difference. Just with intention, ideally stand wherever you are, as long as there is the intention, is good advice. Hear it first, and then if it does resonate with you, you can go ahead and practice. I say your name and surname with the full authority over my multidimensional being, soul over soul, monad. I decree, declare, I command all of my cells, energies, frequencies, thoughts, vibration, all of my field and my environment to release all fear now, all stress, all anxiety, to release it, transmute it fully now. And I ask God for assistance in fulfilling this request. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It is done, it is done, it is done. If you do not have a practice of using words as a decree and of being very in tune with yourself, at the beginning, it may seem like a nonsense. And that's okay. Try whatever practice. You don't have to use my words exactly. There is a reason why I use those words. But you can use and make your own practice. The repetition of it can be very powerful. Now, to this point, spoken with intention, when necessary, I do feel the shift. I do feel, again, it doesn't solve the problem. If there's something that I need to clear and resolve, that it's a separate thing. But at least when I go ahead and address that situation, I'm much more clearer and my cells are more clean, healthy, and open. To give you a practical example, again, I'm going through something extremely tough and unprecedented in the past weeks. I had a conversation with a lovely woman, a couple of decades ahead of me. She's a psychic, lovely soul, very trusted person. We were having a conversation. She tells me, so you're leaving next week. And she sort of scanned and read the field. And she went like, oh, wow. She knew I was having a very threatening and challenging time. And she went, I don't feel any fear in the field. I was like, I know why. That's the practice. That's the power of this practice. It's not being naive, still seeing the good, still seeing the brilliance and the gift of life. I didn't want to come on camera tonight, but at the same time, I acknowledge that this moment is a gift. I acknowledge that I have the gift of breathing and the gift of life in this moment. So what can I share with other people that can help change and help and empower others? And this technique has been very powerful and very helpful for me. Whichever is a state or an emotion that you're dealing with, that it feels a bit too much, it could be sadness, again, it could be anxiety, whatever you're dealing with, try it. Command your cells, your thoughts, your bodies, your energy field, your home to release and cleanse that emotion. And you don't have to believe in God. You can name the universe, you can ask help to angels, anything you trust, your ancestors. It can just be you. I like to also ask the assistance and ask the help of God. And I do feel the shift. I sincerely feel it in the cells. That comes with practice as well. I hope this was helpful for you. If it did, let me know how you go when you practice, and share it with a friend, share it with a person that is going through a tough time and needs to reinforce practices to be able to come back in light, power, and health. So much love and light. Stay strong and in light, everyone. Ciao.